Hi, my name's Kane Mousah, aka Kane The Danger Mousah. I fight out of All Powers Gym. I've got a record of 7-1 and I'm 30 years of age. Tankō's, it's a great show. It's based in Manchester, and me being a true Mancunian, I want to represent Manchester and fight on a show that's, gives something back to the culture and the city that I'm from. What stood out for me the most was the level of production, and then following that was the level of talent that was on the show. We had some excellent fights on there, we had some big names on there, so for me it was a mixture, and also you cannot forget the atmosphere that was in the building. I've been to some big events, I've been to the UFC, and I'll be honest with you, the atmosphere that was in Tankō 1 was electric. Yeah, well, to me, to be honest with you, undefeated or not, I look at all the big names, all the big guys. Everyone's got a loss somewhere along the way. And, as an MMA fighter, especially as an MMA fighter, you have to be willing to accept that. There's a high possibility that there's one of them's going to come along the way. Now, I took mine against a great opponent. He went on to do big things. He's in the UFC right now. So for me, there's no pressure going into this next fight. Just rest. That's been the main thing. It was a big fight that I had coming up, and because I'm so dedicated to the sport, I put 150%, possibly too much. And I think I fatigued myself physically, which then obviously led to mentally being fatigued before I got into the cage. I know Ellis is a good all-round fighter. He fights out of a good gym. He's teammates to two champions at Cage Warriors, Paddy Pimblett and Fish Gold. So for me, he's going to bring something good to the table. Ellis, obviously, you're here to have a good goal, but I'm telling you, this Kane Mousah, this Kane The Danger Mousah that you're about to face is a totally different beast to the one that fought Marc Diakiese. You're messing. You're playing games. Right now, you need to make sure you're there on the 3rd of December, because this is going to be Manchester's biggest show to date. I'd like to thank everybody, like I said, involved in Tankō. Everyone, all the fans that are coming down, my coach. Big shout out to Carl Prince, who's been helping with it. Big shout out to my uncle Anthony Tony Mousah, who's always supporting me through all my fights. And a massive shout out to my mum for just raising such a strong man. The event is December the 3rd. Make sure you're there. Don't miss it.